All right, well, welcome back to today's video. Excited to do another day of practice on banjo. Gonna be focusing a lot on Will the Circle Be Unbroken today. Just wanna, kind of push on with that and focus on getting another song in. I'm getting a little bit tired of playing those same like 3 songs over and over again, which is fine, and I still need to perfect a lot of things, but it's fun to have some new kind of thing to be working on too. And at the end of the day, it's just as long, get the daily practice in with whatever you're doing, whether it's learning the banjo or exercising or, trying to fix your sleep schedule, whatever it is, painting or anything else. Get the daily practice in, get the daily reps in, and that's most important. And so, a lot of daily reps lead to being good at something, right? And that's what you kind of learn through getting better at different things. And that's why I love learning the banjo right now, is just, obviously it's fun to see yourself improve, but it's fun to make small neural connections each day as I practice more and more, and being like, oh, I don't, like, all of a sudden I don't need to look at my fingers constantly so much, right? I still do sometimes, but a little bit less and less, and you start to feel that. So let's get into that. I guess I'll warm up a bit here, hopefully I got a good camera angle going. I try to. All right. Then let's go quickly into our chords here, just that we've been working on before we get into the song. Obviously, I want to get into the song, but I'm really trying to get these finger shapes down. Obviously, there's only 2 finger shapes we have, but I'm really just working on consistently getting these finger shapes down. Because what it also is helping with is making my calluses stronger and stronger on my fingers. To the 4th, do this other shape we have. This is the harder shape anyways. Let's see how it sounds. That's getting numbed out. So it's also just checking which strings are sounding okay. I've been doing daily wrist stretches because my wrist mobility on my left hand is pretty bad. I've been trying to learn to do handstands, so that kind of helps maybe a bit with like the wrist strength and wrist flexibility. This wrist, I don't know what it is on my left hand. I used to play baseball, I used to be a pitcher. And so I think maybe just from doing so much strengthening of my wrist, because your wrist kind of helps stabilize your elbow. I would deal with elbow injuries, so I'd be constantly strengthening my wrist and doing a lot of things to do that. And so now it's a little bit, maybe it's a little bit tight. I don't know. Who knows? But all right. I'm just setting this up here. Sounds okay enough to me. It's good to get that daily practice on that. And so let's get into Will the Circle Be Unbroken. I've kind of not been been neglecting it a bit. You know, what's funny is I'll note it when I get there, but I also didn't really know what something meant. So I was kind of waiting to check out the video on it, and I kept stopping at the same point every day. If you see any days before this on Will the Circle Be Unbroken, you might notice I stop at the same place every day. I haven't been putting the tablature on the videos as much, just because I was like starting to spend a lot of time on the videos when they're supposed to be something that are, it's kind of, you know, it's okay to spend a lot of time on it, but it's more meant to be something where it's it's not about that. It's about, you know, me just documenting this and sharing my experience with you guys, and then, you know, taking your guys' feedback. It's not necessarily about me trying to show, having to go cut out 100 different things. So anyways, let's bump into this real quick. This is where I kept stopping, actually. So I'll flash the tablature up for this. You'll see there's those two notes right on top of each other. It's the first string and the second string. And I was just confused. I was like, what does that mean? So I guess it's a double playing two notes at once, basically. And the second string, you got the third fret down. And I didn't understand why it said just middle finger, right? It said, I would have thought it would say like two, you know, like M and I, right, for middle index, but it just said M, so I was confused, like, am I missing something? So I'm not. It's just two strings plucked at once, so like that, I believe. Yeah. That's a lot of music right there. I mean, that's literally, I just played it all the way through. Obviously it needs to be about 20 times faster, but that is tablature played all the way through. And so maybe I'll start to break it down. It's better if I break it down into sections and go down. Maybe I'll focus on the first line here. But that is, Will the Circle Be Unbroken? I'm just gonna do the first line one time through, and then we'll get out of here. I'm gonna keep practicing, but I don't need to bore you with filming the whole thing. Well, I went past the second line there, but into the second line a bit. But there you go. That's what we got. That's where we're at with Will the Circle Be Unbroken. So I'm sure that kind of sounds like day one or I guess day one or day two of when we first started playing, and I was trying to play Cripple Creek or Boil Them Cabbage Down. And so, you know, look at how those sound now, a lot better. So I'm sure it'll get better. It's just a matter of practice and continuing on. So I'll close out with playing a little bit of Cripple Creek, and then, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good one. See you soon.